The idea of the lost tribes of Israel and their connection to Kashmir is one of the most intriguing and debated topics in historical and cultural studies. Coupled with the enigmatic Rosa Bal Shrine in Srinagar, these themes weave together a narrative that suggests historical and spiritual links between Israel and Kashmir. While much of the evidence remains circumstantial and speculative, the stories provide a fascinating lens through which to explore the interplay of history, mythology, and culture. Here in this episode, we delve into the historical background of the lost tribes, the legends surrounding their journey eastward, and the claims related to the Rosa Bal Shrine. It also examines the implications of these narratives on our understanding of the historical and cultural connections between Israel and Kashmir. Let's begin with a historical context. The concept of the lost tribes originates from the Hebrew Bible, which narrates the exile of the 10 tribes of Israel by the Assyrians in the 8th century BCE. Following the conquest of the northern kingdom of Israel, these tribes were deported to regions beyond the Euphrates River, and their subsequent fate remains one of history's enduring mysteries. Various theories have emerged about the lost tribes, ranging from their assimilation into neighboring cultures to their migration to distant lands. The belief that some tribes traveled eastward has captured the imagination of scholars, travelers, and writers, leading to speculation about their presence in regions such as Afghanistan, Central Asia, and Kashmir. Theories of migration to Kashmir. The theory that some of the lost tribes settled in Kashmir is based on linguistic, cultural, and anthropological evidence. Proponents of this theory argue that certain Kashmiri customs and traditions bear striking resemblances to ancient Jewish practices. Examples include: Number 1. Burial practices. Kashmiri Muslims bury their dead in a manner that some scholars argue is similar to ancient Jewish traditions, with graves oriented in a specific direction and covered by stones. Number 2. Linguistic parallels. Some researchers have pointed out similarities between Kashmiri and Hebrew words, suggesting a shared linguistic heritage. Number 3. Tribal names. Certain Kashmiri tribes or clans have names that are reminiscent of the lost tribes, such as the Yusufzai, interpreted as descendants of Joseph. Although these connections remain speculative, they highlight the possibility of ancient migrations and cultural intermingling between the Middle East and South Asia. Another story is about Rosa Bal Shrine, the tomb of Jesus. The most controversial aspects of the Israel-Kashmir connection is the claim that the Rosa Bal Shrine in Srinagar is the final resting place of Jesus Christ. This theory was popularized by authors such as Nicholas Notovich, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and Holger Kirsten, who proposed that Jesus survived the crucifixion and traveled to Kashmir, where he lived out his days as a spiritual teacher. The shrine, located in the Kanyar neighborhood of Srinagar, contains a sarcophagus that is believed by some to house the remains of Yuza Saf, a revered saint. Supporters of the Jesus in Kashmir theory argue that Yuza Saf is a name derived from Jesus of Nazareth, and that the shrine's features and inscriptions support this claim. Historical evidence. Advocates of this theory point to ancient texts, including the Bhavisha Purana, which mentions a figure resembling Jesus visiting India. They also cite local oral traditions that speak of a holy man who came to Kashmir from the west. Symbolism at the shrine. The markings on the sarcophagus, interpreted by some as resembling crucifixion wounds, are presented as evidence of Jesus' presence. However, mainstream historians and theologians dismiss these claims, arguing that they lack credible evidence and are based on misinterpretations of local legends and symbols. The Rosa Bal Shrine remains a site of mystery and fascination, drawing visitors from around the world. Cultural and religious interconnections. The legends of the lost tribes and the Rosa Bal Shrine reflect broader cultural and religious interconnections between Israel and Kashmir. The Silk Road trade routes facilitated exchanges of goods, ideas, and beliefs between the Middle East and South Asia, creating a fertile ground for cross-cultural influences. Judaism and Sufism. Some scholars have noted parallels between Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, and Sufi traditions in Kashmir. Both emphasize themes of divine union, spiritual journeys, and the interpretation of sacred texts. Art and architecture. The influence of Middle Eastern artistic styles on Kashmiri craftsmanship, including wood carving and calligraphy, suggests centuries of cultural interaction. Shared myths and legends, the stories of wandering prophets and lost tribes resonate with the Kashmiri tradition of revering saints and sages, creating a shared spiritual vocabulary. Criticism and scholarly debate. While the connections between Israel and Kashmir are intriguing, they remain highly contentious. Critics argue that many of the proposed links are speculative and rely on selective interpretations of evidence. Key criticisms include lack of archaeological evidence. Despite extensive research, no definitive archaeological evidence has been found to support the presence of the lost tribes in Kashmir. Myth versus history. Many of the narratives surrounding the lost tribes in the Rosa Bal Shrine are rooted in folklore rather than verifiable historical records. Cultural assimilation. Similarities between Kashmiri and Jewish practices may be the result of cultural diffusion rather than direct lineage. Nonetheless, these theories continue to captivate the imagination, reflecting the universal human desire to uncover hidden histories and establish connections across time and space. Whether viewed as historical fact or enduring legend, these connections remind us of the shared heritage of humanity and the enduring allure of uncovering the mysteries of the past. By continuing to investigate these stories with an open yet critical mind, scholars and enthusiasts can contribute to a deeper understanding of the complex interplay between myth and history. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to our channel, Sociopedia.